What's up, you guys? It is Margot. I am so excited for this video today. We are heading over to Amanda Steele and we're going to talk to her about her clothing brand and how she got her start and where she sees herself going. And I'm really excited. So I'm going to take you guys along. We're going to see how she works as an entrepreneur. So let's go.
Hey guys, it's Amanda Steele. Today we're going to be talking about my brand, inspiration, some pieces that I love, how I came up with them, and kind of the process of everything. So hope you guys enjoy.
So we have the couch with Amanda. So I have a few questions, but we're kind of just gonna talk about you and your brand. So do you want to start off with just telling us about how you got started in YouTube and fashion and everything?
Yeah. Fashion is what started my YouTube, actually. I decided I wanted to be a fashion designer like very, very young. I like to make sketches maybe around like 6, 7, 8 years old. I played like online fashion designer games, like dress up.
Do you ever play like the dolls where you could like go out of their closet?
Oh yeah, like Barbie World, like stuff like that. Like it's just, fashion has always been my life.
Yeah.
And so I would like look up like how to sew on YouTube. And then I ended up finding like makeup tutorials, like, you know, it just ended up there.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? This is so fun.
It's like a whole new world.
Yeah, I was obsessed with it. And so then I ended up making my own videos. So I was like into makeup, like I strayed away from fashion totally, like, and went into makeup, like it was kind of like a phase for a while. I still did like outfit videos, but I was like makeup by Mandy 24.
Yeah. So when did you kind of get back into fashion and like find that groove again?
It was a while back. Kind of like the time stamp would be like my video I made that was The Old Amanda Is Dead. Okay, hey guys, it's Amanda. So this is a weird video I'm uploading, but it's something that's really important for me to say and put out there. I can just tell you where I'm coming from and exactly why I'm changing. And yes, I'm changing. I'm way different than I was when I started my YouTube channel or when I was 13 years old. And that's natural. I'm very, very glad that I've changed. It was kind of like YouTube was being different. I think it was when people from Vine switched to YouTube because Vine got like shut down. It was like all for like the wrong reasons. Everyone was doing it and I felt like I couldn't keep up in the right ways and everything was just so fake. So I kind of just was like, all right, Amanda, like what are you doing it for? Like what is your actual passion? And that's when I was like, you started this because of fashion. You always wanted to be a fashion designer, like you like fashion. So that's when I really like focused on that again.
Yeah, and I think that's very unique because instead of, it's so popular right now to like chase the algorithm and do whatever videos are gonna be popular and like what's gonna show up on people's home screens, but instead of doing that, you kind of started to curate your own image and your own brand like from that video on. So what are the ways that you feel like you kind of want to control your audience or have like a grasp on that?
Yeah, I think that at that time YouTube became very cheesy. I feel like Disney Nickelodeon-ish. And I feel like I worked hard and I was like sophisticated and I liked fashion, I liked high fashion and things like that, and I didn't like the kind of label I was being, you know, portrayed as. Yeah. So I was really like, okay, so we need to change my image, and I really did step away from YouTube like a little bit because I really wanted to separate myself from that. I have a lot of friends that are in fashion and that's what like helped me too understand that side of it. A lot of my friends like went to FITM, they're going to like FIT and stuff in New York, so that helped me too, like be able to know what the fashion industry was about. I had the interest in it, but I was still like, I didn't know anything. So how can I take what they do and what they learn and apply it to what I already have?
So you were really like, what am I making my life right now?
Yeah, I've always had such big dreams, ambitions, that, you know, how YouTube is going, I was like, this is not gonna be me.
Right.
I'm not gonna do this. But now I feel like it kind of shifted back to like really cool, like YouTube was place to be.
Yeah.
If you're not on YouTube, like all these celebrities are going on YouTube.
Oh my God, I know. Like, they're coming for our space.
It kind of like went back to that. So I was like, oh, really cool, awesome. I respect everyone now. And then I was like, oh my God, like I stepped away from YouTube. Like I really shouldn't have. Like this is the place to be.
Yeah.
It's respected now. And then like fast forward to like now with like, you know, James Charles and
There's all the drama.
Jake Paul and them. I'm like, this is.
It's becoming like the next generation's reality TV.
Yeah, and it sucks because I do know how hardworking they are. Like they control all of this.
Right.
They're doing it on purpose. I respect that, but it's like, for what? It's kind of like having no kind of like morals. I don't think James Charles really did anything, but like, you know, just the drama that happened.
Right. Yeah. So going back to when you were talking about the people in your life, how you have a lot of friends in fashion, how do you kind of harness your community to help you out? Because I know there's so many people who work so hard to get these amazing connections, or their friends are really hardworking, but then they don't know how to use that to benefit themselves. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So how do you use your community, whether they're friends or you know them from work or you met them at events, to kind of help you get ahead?
For my brand, what really helped me was, I mean, my sister started a jewelry brand. So I had that kind of inspo. She like, you know, set up her own like Shopify. I have a friend that makes clothes, and he was going to school for like actual like design. He knows how to do it all on the computer and make the sheets to send to the manufacturer. So basically, first I did the merch. I made merch because I was like, I need to know what it's like to start like a brand, you know? You know, I had to feel it out, know just how it goes. After that, I was like, okay, I want to make clothes. So basically, I paid him to make the computer graphics of all of the pieces that I wanted to make. And then I was like, I showed it to my manager. I was like, I'm serious about this. Please make this happen somehow.
Yeah.
And
like, you're putting in the work, like you're ready to do it.
Yeah, I'm like, well, okay, so at least I have this now. And that's really what it comes down to. Like, you have to show proof that you're serious, you have something to offer. Because if you're just like, hey, I have 2.6 million followers and I want to make clothes, then you'd be like, okay. So then I got a meeting with a manufacturing company, and took 2 years to finalize a contract.
Wow. So when you said that first you kind of tested the waters out with doing merch, but when did you finally feel like you were ready to do this? Because you're young. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Yeah, okay, so you're young, and there's so many people that have these big dreams and big ambitions, but they think, oh, well, I need to finish school first, or I need to be older and have more experience or whatever. How did you know that you were ready to get into it?
How did I know I was ready?
We're back, baby.
Back, and we're better. Yeah, I really knew that I didn't want to start my brand until I was ready.
Yeah.
At least I was self-aware. I don't know, you know, how I got to that point to be like, you're not ready, Amanda. But just giving myself time to like figure out my own style. How am I gonna make clothes if I don't know like who I am? But I did, like, years ago, I did like this prom dress. Like, I designed a prom dress with someone, and everyone hated it. Literally, like, it didn't sell. Like, no one like really bought it.
Yeah.
And it's because like I didn't know myself, like I didn't know my style, and I didn't understand. It was kind of just like, oh, I want to do the most, and that, you know, like not knowing.
You had an opportunity to design something, that's what you wanted to do.
So I just think I gave myself time to learn my style and really understand my aesthetic, and you know, I made mood boards. So when I gave all this information and like inspiration to my friend who designed the computer versions of the clothes, I like gathered a bunch of like inspo photos for like one piece.
Wow,
so we're making like these pants, and then I just put a bunch of inspo photos, so then you can like put it all together and make something. So I did like a whole slideshow PowerPoint situation of like
different
every
pieces.
and then it kind of came together. So basically what I made then is not anything I've actually put out, just because 2 years of making this contract with the company I'm working with was too long, and I didn't like the clothes anymore that I made back then. But also it's just all learning experiences.
You had that process and understanding how that works. How do you usually find your inspiration? Are there certain people, are there certain websites or brands that you have inspiration, or how do you find that?
I definitely like to look at archive designers. Like even over there on my bookshelf, I have like Vivienne Westwood book over there. Love her, she's amazing. But it just serves as inspiration.
Right.
So I know what kind of designers I feel like my style resonates with. It just like really shows you like vibes. And that's what's important with like finding your brand and like making pieces, because it's easy to be like, oh, we want to make a white crop top, but it's like about like the fit and like how it makes you feel and like how it's worn that makes it different and so great. So just like really getting inspo of like, you know, feelings, how fashion makes you feel. This is Helmut Newton's photo book. I have his photos up there too. I like just love him. His photos are great. They're like all black and white. So I definitely send like a lot of like his photos as inspiration to the photographers when we're shooting the collection. So I follow them, I look at their stuff, I like that and take inspiration from it. But basically it's when I'm getting ready and putting my outfits on, and if I'm missing something, then I'm like, I need to make it.
You find your inspiration from designers from the past or designs from the past. How do you blend that with trends? Do you pay attention to trends? Like, do you play into trends, or do you try to look ahead? Like, how do you use these different inspirations to make something new and make something like you? It's very specific things that people are looking at instead of kind of branching off of that a little bit, which I think your brand does really well. So how do you use trends as like somewhat of a structure but break from that?
I try not to do things that are trendy because like I said, when I first made that those designs, they were pretty trendy, and then, you know, 2 years later I could use them.
Right.
Making clothes, it takes a while. Actually, like my clothes get made pretty fast, which is great, but usually it takes a long time, so you have to like make things that are more versatile and will last longer.
Right.
So I think like looking back at old designs and vintage kind of stuff is great because it was cool back then.
Timeless.
And now it's cool here. Like maybe it wasn't cool for a second, like in between, but you know, it's gonna last a lot longer. Like vintage is always cool.
Right.
It just depends on like what vintage, like from what years. So that's like with the vegan leather blazer, that was my roommate jacket. So she had a jacket, like a vintage leather jacket.
Yeah.
And we would wear it all the time. And I'm like, I need to make this because like not everyone can just find this perfect jacket, you know, at their local thrift store.
Right.
The brand that I work with that makes my clothes, and it's a whole team of people that do the marketing and, you know, social media, shipping it out. Helps me with the designs too. So I made the corset slip dress, but their suggestion was to sell the corset on its own as well. So that's something like I wouldn't personally do. I kind of just do what I like.
Right.
But I have people behind me on the team that do the trends for me.
Right.
They're like,
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, like so they're like, oh, we have to do this. We're gonna bring back this slip dress, like,
right.
You know,
and they're looking at the data and like what's working.
They know everything, so I get to be creative, and then they come to me like, okay, we're gonna do this. Like they suggest things that are more on trend and they know literally will sell.
Right. I think also what's interesting about that is YouTube is such an independent job. Like if you're a YouTuber, your job and your brand is yourself and you're figuring out what you're doing. But people don't realize that projects like this or any projects, it's teamwork, and you have to be able to work with people and be personable and sociable. And I don't know, I think a lot of people might go into YouTube thinking it is solely independent and you're doing your own thing. And a lot of it is, and you obviously built up your brand by yourself and figured out who you are by yourself, but being able to work with a team is so important.
Yeah, I know that I'm a creative, and
right.
I know the style. I can look at the clothes when we're adjusting and like making, you know, like cinch this here, add to here. I can do that.
Right.
But I don't know actually how to sew the clothes.
Right.
I don't know all the data of, you know, what sells. And sometimes I'll make things like, love this piece, put it out, and it just doesn't really sell as well.
Right.
You have to have a team to like keep you in check, because if I didn't have a team, it might end up like a little prom dress situation where I just like making like, oh, I want to make this like cool little thing, and then it comes out and everyone's like, no, what?
Not it.
Not it.
We were also talking about how you travel a lot. So does where you're traveling to or how you're traveling change your style or your fashion? Say if you're in New York or if you're somewhere tropical, does it change and alter, or do you kind of feel like you stay the same in terms of your fashion and your vibe wherever you are?
Yeah, I mean, I always stay like casual business, like
Yeah.
this is like what it is. I'm wearing jeans and a crop top and like a blazer too.
Right.
So that's always my vibe, but definitely I'm usually back and forth to LA, New York. When I'm in LA, it's really when I hone down on working. So I'm more blazer, sophisticated, but when I go to New York, it's like grittier, like you're in the streets like all the time and just like running around, walking everywhere, taking the subway, like rushing. So when I'm in New York, it does change a little bit.
You're wearing like one of those suits, one of those plastic hazard suits in the city.
It's a little bit different for sure, and I think that is great. It helps me different selling points in my clothes. You know, if I just make everything that I want to wear, it's like not really realistic.
But it's also cool because you're able to adapt your style in different places. So how would Amanda dress in colder climates or warmer or tropical or whatever? It's cool for people to see, and you know yourself so well that you can adapt that to your business. Last question I have, how has your mindset and your life changed with your new brand? How has your mindset shifted, or your, I don't know, your view on things changed?
I've really realized that you have to work for anything you want. I don't know where I was at, I guess just because YouTube and my following and everything came to me just like not on purpose, it just happened.
Naturally, yeah.
So I didn't really know what it was like. I still worked very hard on my YouTube channel, but I kind of just thought, oh, like you do this and then everything comes to you.
Right.
So I've just been like really learning that, especially working with people, like everyone worries about themselves and what they want, their goals. So unless you, like, so if you're just thinking about yourself and expect people to work for you, it's not gonna work out. You know, you have to like work with them. I have to work with people and I have to do just as much.
Right.
You know, even if I'm like the boss of someone, it's a we're working together. Like I'm just the conductor of things.
Right.
But I'm doing just as much work as you, you know? Like I don't get to just be like, oh, do this and sit back. Especially because if I do that,
it's not gonna come out.
It's not gonna turn out how I want it to. So this is like a skirt, like it's gonna come out soon, but I wanted to put little shoulder pad situations in here so it goes tight in the waist and out. But they just put like this giant shoulder pad in here, so it's like a lump. I put it on, I was like, absolutely not, absolutely not. So you have to really just like be in control and like know what you're telling people to do. If you're working with a lot of people, you have to really be involved with like everything.
Right.
It's called Steele. So this is my last name, and we already used it for this, so I can't like be like, oh, pretend this didn't happen, like I'm gonna start another brand later when I'm like older and more educated. Like this is it. This is my name, and this is what I'm showing for myself. So if something comes back not right and I don't like it, I'm not gonna, like, how am I gonna confidently like put out a product, be like, buy this but I hate it? Like, absolutely not. I kind of make them mad at times because they're like, oh my god, she's so hard to work with. But I'm like, I'm sorry, this is my name, this is my brand, and I'm not gonna put out something that I think is ugly.